Have you ever had an amazing idea for a web app, and then when you looked into it, you realized it was going to take tens of thousands of dollars and weeks of work in order to make it a reality? Before you even spend money on it, you're like, I don't even know if this is going to be real or true. It's actually pretty frustrating. Well, in this episode, I'm going to show you an amazing tool that allows you to do that template and testing process in minutes. And really, it costs you nothing except for one subscription. It's pretty incredible. I'm not going to lie, when I first saw it, I thought it couldn't be true. So I jumped on to test it out for myself and recorded it so that I could give you a demo. I think you'll find, if you're a business owner, that this tool is incredible for taking your ideas and at least turning them to a prototype or a proof of concept that allows you to make really effective business decisions and decide whether you want to invest resources in taking it further. My idea for the app was pretty simple. Ever since I figured out I could do this with Claude, I've gone to every business meeting with a new person doing the same thing. I asked Claude to search for all of the publicly available information for that person and give me a synopsis of the sorts of things that they've done, what they're interested in, what their business segment is, and what business they work at. So for instance, if someone's written a book or been on a podcast, it'll tell me that and share some of the information about what it was. I find for me, that's a really, really valuable way for me to honor that person's time by doing research on them before I meet them. I get to understand a little bit about who they are and what matters. The thing is, building an app from scratch would take tens of thousands of dollars and weeks of work. I wanted to see if this app could actually go ahead and do it for me in a really, really easy way. And what you're about to see on the screen is me doing exactly that. I'm going to start by going to my Claude app, and in there I'm going to go to these artifacts thing. You can see here a bunch of other chats I've had, including developing this video. So here we're going to say I want a new artifact, and it's going to ask me what kind of artifact I want to do. Bunch of really interesting things there, but I'm going to choose an app and a website. Now here's the prompt I've made before this. That's exactly what I want, so we'll say yes. Pretty cool. Let's see what happens when I do this. Okay, that's interesting. Let's find out why it said there's insufficient information. Okay, this is pretty fascinating. So basically, and this is true, so basically Claude is saying, well, we can't use the open internet for artifacts, which is one of the limitations of the tool. So it's going to create a bunch of fake information. Now what's interesting is you see these version numbers ticking up. This is all of the app testing itself as it goes through. Okay, let's try this. Right, let's see if it's now working properly. Okay, that's great. All right, let's see now if we can actually get it to fake some information so that it's going to look properly. Okay, let's try again. Look at this, we're up to version 22. Isn't that crazy? Okay, here we go. Cards look good. Love this. It's my detailed summary, career background, notable achievement. What an amazing demonstration. Now there are a few things to be aware of, and I'll run you through them now. The first thing is you probably saw on that demo, you can really struggle when it's trying to get information from the internet. So what I found when I was demoing this is you have to be really, really clear that there are times when it needs to go and get information and fake the information that it's going to get. That's the first thing. Second thing is when you are faking that information, it really pays to go and test the prompt that you're going to use in the actual Claude app. I knew that this example was going to work because I've used that template in previous places to actually go ahead and do it. So I knew the information that it's going to get back. The second thing I really found when I was doing this is that every time you build it, it's going to give you something different. So it's not like you can give it the same prompt to get the example. When I was building this video, I actually tested the exact same prompt 3 times and got 3 completely different apps with 3 different kinds of errors. Now, all of those errors were easy enough to work through and you could just do it without really using any coding terms. But it really pays to be aware that if you get something that you really, really like, make sure that you save that straight away, because if you come back and try again, you're going to get something different. The third thing that I think is really important is to understand that there are limitations in terms of what you can and can't demo. Prior to this, I actually tried some more crazy apps that are a lot more complex, and when it got into that really complex stuff, it really did start to struggle. However, overall, I want to stress, when I was creating this video, it took me 9 minutes to record that, and I built a fully functional demonstration of what I wanted. If I was to do that and take that to a design team, I could automatically show them what I was thinking. I could maybe change some colors, that sort of stuff, and I'm sure they could come up with something that looked better. But in terms of demonstration value, I mean, that saved me tens of thousands of dollars and weeks of work. So the minor things that I'm talking about, I mean, they're not really worth getting worked up about, in my opinion. Anyway, if you like what you saw, subscribe to the channel and I'll be creating some more great content just for you coming soon.